Greetings everyone, a very warm welcome to you. We're on the ZX Spectrum 128K and we're looking at a game from the arcades called Final Fight by US Gold in 1991. Now the arcades was Capcom in 1989, so this took a couple of years later. Reviewed the game on a few systems, but other 8-bits it come out on is the Amstrad CPC and the Commodore 64. Now this is rather funky music playing here. Now the storyline it's going to tell you, but Hagar is an ex-Street Fighter and wrestler who's now the mayor of Metro City. His daughter Jessica has been kidnapped. Yes, it's one of those kidnap scenarios. He's been kidnapped by the lawless Mad Gear Gang. So it's a game over 6 levels where you must control Hagar or either one of his 2 sidekicks, Cody or Guy, to actually get her back. Now here's Hagar in his office and he's been called up by the boss of the Mad Gear Gang, which is, well, he's a mean, crazy person. A bit like the Joker from Batman, I suppose. This music is grooving, man. Hope the game is as good as this. Now, I'm quite interested to see what the ZX Spectrum makes of this thing, because it's got rather large sprites, the game. The Amiga version, they certainly got the ratio of the graphics to the background a little bit wrong, so the trains that come along were absolutely huge compared to the characters. Right, here's a Mad Gear Gang person. You son of a, what have you done to her? He's kidnapped Jessica, by the way. Nothing yet, but we would like the opportunity. Cool, he's a bit spooky. Listen to reason, man. Why make your job difficult? Just let us do as we please, as the mayor before you did. Right, so there's a corrupt mayor before. So we can select any 3 of the characters. There's Cody there, but we'll control Hagar. And there's a bit of loading, which I'll probably edit down. We're going to take out Hagar, because he's the main man. And it is his daughter, after all, that has been kidnapped. If you had this one back in the day, let me know. Let's see how the thing actually plays. Now, in a test earlier on, it did take a while to load, so I will edit that thing completely and utterly down. So here we are in the street as Hagar. We've immediately come up against someone called Hollywood. You can see his energy bar down the bottom left. Now, it's attempting a lot, this game. Look at the detail in the background. It is monochrome, but the amount of detail with the characters, and the characters are huge as well, which the ZX Spectrum isn't really designed to cope with. It is performing a little bit slow. I feel I'm a bit behind what's going on. It's not the easiest to control in the world. Time is ticking down in the middle. If that goes down to 0, we're doomed. So we need to have a move on as I do a power driver on that fall. So that's him taken care of. But it does look good. From screenshots, you would have thought this game was excellent, but I am struggling to control it with any degree of speed. Right, so I would say the ZX Spectrum is struggling, even on 128K, to actually deal with this. We just walked into that building there, about 2 feet up in the air. I'm not sure about this one, folks. As I say, if you owned it back in the day, let me know. I believe there is a 2-player option on this, and I expect if you did do that, it's going to slow down even more. Right, so let's take out these 2 hoodlums. Already my eyes are having a bit of a problem with it. If you watched a previous live stream, you would have already seen me play this and maybe comment on the similar things that are happening here. I prefer the simpler games, the simpler fighting games like Renegade and Target Renegade, where the computer's memory wasn't so bogged down and drawing everything, because the characters are a lot simpler, and so the gameplay was a lot better. And this is suffering from that. So it was in 1991, near the end of the ZX Spectrum's run, so I feel that the coders had to try and pull out something to compete with those 16-bit systems. And as I say, from the screenshots, you would have thought this was marvellous. It just doesn't play... What's he doing up there? It just doesn't play particularly good. But anyway, it's a feat of graphics. It's graphics over playability, people. So I'll just see if I can get off level 1. Now, if we die, we do get some credits there. In the top right, you can see 3. So we'll try and continue. And on each go, we have 3 lives. The energy isn't going down a great deal. You can see my energy bar on the top left there in cyan. You can get extra energy by kicking the bins. Sometimes there's food in the middle there. You can duck down and pick those up. Yeah, I don't like this game, I have to say. It come from a recommendation earlier on from a previous live stream, so they obviously liked it. Maybe there's a bit of nostalgia there, but it's just moving too darn slow. Too darn slow. Here we go. Right, it's got a few moves as this Hagar. If you played this on any other system, you would struggle to get any entertainment out of this one whatsoever. It's a shame, really, because in one degree, the graphics are of the best. Can't fault that. Sound effects are okay because it's using the memory to do the graphics there. So 10 out of 10 for graphics. 1 out of 10 for playability, I'm afraid. There we go. They need to find a balance, really. When you haven't got too much memory to play with, you need to find a balance. And this has gone all one way. As we fight someone called 2P, which is a good rapping name. 50 Cent, P. Diddy and 2P. Hooray. It's not quite 2-pack, is it? Come on, Nick. Let's get through this thing. Go, 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 go. Power driver. Power driver, yeah. Bomb, 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 bomb. Here comes Hagar. Right, so it just freezes. I think it was loading something. So the maximum people you can fight on the screen at any one time seems to be about 3. Why does it say beer there? Maybe we can go in and get a beer in that place. You can do a flying leap if you time that correctly. Can we go in there and get a beer? Well, I'm pressing stuff. I don't seem to be able to get in there. If you know a way of getting in there, let me know. But there's only 39 seconds left, so we need to speed up here as this guy lumbers on. He's a good mayor, isn't he? It maybe foretold that Arnold Schwarzenegger was going to come mayor of somewhere as it loads that. There's a crate. Maybe we can smash that, can we? Right, in the crate is that stick. And when you hit with the stick, it sounds like a light breeze. Oh, we've been hit for 6, have we? Or no, I just jumped out of the way. Yeah, this is a bit laborious, this. It's not fun at all. I feel like I'm maybe working a bit rather than relaxing. Picked up the pint. Or the pipe, I should say. Yeah, that's one-track mind. I want a pint after this. This guy's called Bill Ball. Bill Ball and Bread, I think we're fighting. So that's his energy gone. Now, Bill Ball is the other last person. He's built like a big tub of lard. But he's got some energy there too. Here comes another guy wandering on extremely slowly. What's his name? His name's 2P as well. Excellent. So 2Ps, which equal 4P, if you're not very good at maths. Yeah, I think the next stage does go to a different colour. Whether we get to that, I can't guarantee it. Lives are 1, so they're going down quite quickly here. I'd consider this a massive achievement for my patience as well as fighting skills if I can actually get off level 1. Now, if you complete this, let me know. No doubt, once you get used to the speed of the thing, you might get a bit more enjoyment than what I'm doing. And if you own this back in the day and not many other games, there'll be a certain element of nostalgia there. And this was the closest on the spectrum you're going to get to Arcade's final fight here. So, as I say, some people might have liked it. Nostalgia is a big, big thing. As I say, I've got games that I aren't considered particularly good that I've got a lot of nostalgia for as well. Right, come on, Hagar. Come on, Hagar. Right, so that's a power driver. The moves I'm pulling off are pretty much random, although it is moving quite in slow motion. If you've got emulation, there's probably a way of, well, there is a way of speeding this up. I want to see, close as I possibly can, how the game played back in the day to try and get the true feeling of this thing. And I would have just been disappointed by this. I wouldn't have had the patience. Yi Are Kung Fu is a much simpler fighting game, much simpler, and I got a lot of entertainment from that, although basically I just fell down to 1 or 2 moves the whole time. It's all about the playability, really, and that's why the earlier ZX Spectrum games, in particular the early 80s, always have fond memories for me, because that, you know, playability over graphics, really. Graphics are important, but not for the sake of playability, or the lack of. Right, let's take out this Bill Ball, and I think that might be 2P again. Seems like we've been fighting these for about 100 years. Still got plenty of time there in the top middle, which is, well, good or bad, you make your own mind up there. Early on in the day, if you're watching these live as they went up, we reviewed Scooby-Doo. So have a look at that one as well, a sort of platformer of sorts. I do like hearing what you think about the games as well. But yeah, as I say, I'm not really digging this a great deal. I think Golden Axe come out at a similar time. That was simpler graphics. We didn't play overly good either. You know, there we go. It's good to see that they attempted these arcade conversions later on down the line. But the Spectrum was struggling a little bit to try and recreate what was going on. I think this is near the end of the level. We've got some more time there. This is pretty much near the end of the level. Come on, I think I died. I think that's what it was. Right, I've taken a punch to the face. If I can just get it down to 1. He does quite high kicking, that Bill Ball. Hope he doesn't rip his trousers. Maybe they do look quite baggy. If you've ripped your trousers trying to do a high kick, then comment in the comment section below. But you need a lot of patience with this, I think. Right. Is that the end of the level? It's loading something. No, it isn't the end of the level. We've got out of the subway. I think that was the subway. There's another pipe that might help us clobber that person. See, why am I not hitting him? Need to be pixel perfect. So that pipe's not doing us much good at all. I seem to remember on other versions you could keep clobbering people. Other games where you got a lead pipe are Streets of Rage and Double Dragon. Streets of Rage was never converted so far as I'm aware onto the ZX Spectrum. There's always a chance some homebrewer might get hold of it at some point and have a go. I think it might end up a little bit like this if they did try and create the level of graphics there. That's a huge car in the background. Right, come on, Hagar. Scrolling is, well, as to be expected when it's trying to move this level of graphics across, so it's doing as much as it possibly can, so that is admirable. Sometimes Hagar does walk completely up the scenery like that. That makes no sense whatsoever. So it seems like the walking area is a bit differently coded to where the actual area is on the front of the building. Where are we going now? It's the subway. Right, this could be an end of level boss coming up here. There's Bread. We've seen him before. I don't know if he's wholemeal bread, but hopefully at one point it's going to be brown bread. And that's Cockney rhyming slang for dead. Cockneys, yeah. Right, let's get him. 2p again. And there's the end of level boss person. Who looks a little bit like a tiger. He looks like he's going to favour that sucker punch. And he's, I don't know. Let's try and get a power driver on. I will be just button mashing here to try and get something over this hoodlum. How are we doing? Lives 3, credits 2. His name is DAMND, I think. It's quite stylised fonts. Let's just call him Brian. Come on, let's take out Brian. Flying Brian. He was a wrestler. My energy bar is not too bad, but his was massive. Oh, look at that. So he didn't take too much damage there. I think beating this fella might be a bit arduous, as is the whole game. I don't know what happened there. He just seemed to take a tumble. Right. Oh, he lost a massive bit of energy there. So, if you can do that power driver when he's actually on the full screen, so probably about 5 of those, and then he'll be Doomsville. And then we'll get out of here and do something a bit more worthwhile, like maybe combing my hair or something like that. I think actually we only need to do about 2 of these. Sense the excitement. Do your own theme music. Man, this is boring. What a boring game this is. It is a shame. It just wants to be loved, doesn't it? It just wants to be loved. But, oh, that's him taken care of, I think. Please be the end of level 1. I don't want to do all 6 levels as it goes loading again. So we'll leave it there. Quite disappointing, but excellent graphically. Could have scaled it down and been a lot better, I think. So that was Final Fight on the 128K ZX Spectrum, published by US Gold in 1991. Got any comments about this game, similar games, or anything retro, then please put that below. You're always more than welcome. Until next time, take great care of yourself and are very fond. Goodbye.
Goodbye.